No contact isn't enough. If you want her to regret leaving, it takes more than just silence. Sure, cutting off communication might create some space and send a message, but that's only the beginning. The real power lies in what you do with that time. Most people believe that staying silent will make her come running back, but that's a trap. It's easy to think that by just not reaching out, she'll start to miss you, but the truth is, it's what you become in the process that will truly make her regret her decision. Silence alone won't change anything, but the transformation that comes from within, the growth you experience, that's what will make her notice. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't just some ancient philosophy for people who live in monasteries. It's a powerful mindset that teaches you how to rise above emotional chaos. Take control of your reactions and focus on what really matters: self-mastery. Instead of letting your emotions control you, Stoicism encourages you to control your emotions, giving you the strength to keep moving forward, no matter the situation. In relationships, this means that while no contact might stop her from hearing from you, it doesn't stop you from becoming someone unrecognizable, someone who is emotionally independent, focused, and completely in control of their own happiness. In this video, we'll not only talk about the idea of no contact, but also how to use it as a stepping stone to transform into the best version of yourself. This isn't about playing games or manipulating her. It's about becoming so strong, so resilient, that you feel the impact of your transformation without you ever having to say a word. If you truly want her to regret leaving, it's time to stop waiting for her and start focusing on becoming the kind of person who doesn't need validation from anyone, not even her. No contact is often seen as the ultimate move in making someone regret leaving you. The typical idea behind it is simple. Ignore her long enough, and eventually, she miss you. That's the conventional wisdom. It's a strategy that many swear by, but here's the reality check: silence without action is passive. You can choose to remain silent, but if you're doing it without any intention of growth, it's just that silence. It doesn't do anything for you. It's like waiting for a storm to pass without ever learning how to weather the next one. No contact isn't about playing the waiting game. It's about using that silence as an opportunity for transformation. This is where Stoic philosophy comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that what truly matters is control, the ability to control your own actions and reactions, not the things or people outside of you. This idea of control is crucial because it allows you to break free from emotional dependency. Instead of allowing someone else's actions to dictate how you feel, you take responsibility for your emotional state. This is where the concept of indifference comes in. Stoics aren't cold or unfeeling. They're indifferent to things they can't control. In this case, you can't control her feelings or her actions, but you can control how you respond. And that response starts with mastering your emotions. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, put it perfectly when he said, "We are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them." This is a crucial piece of wisdom. It's not the situation itself that causes distress, but the way we interpret it. So when you're engaging in no contact, it's not just about ignoring her, it's about redefining how you see the situation. Instead of thinking of it as a waiting game for her to come crawling back, shift your focus to your own emotional state. How are you reacting to the breakup? Are you holding on to feelings of anger, resentment, or fear? Are you waiting for her to reach out to validate your worth? If you are, then you're still emotionally attached to the outcome. And that's where you need to break free. No contact isn't just about being silent. It's about eliminating emotional dependency. In essence, it's freedom. Emotional slavery comes from relying on someone else to determine how you feel. If you're waiting for her to reach out, then you're still tethered to her emotionally. The key to no contact is to use that silence to recalibrate your emotional state. It's a chance for you to take a step back and reflect on who you are, where you're going, and what you truly want. Instead of focusing on what she's doing or whether she's thinking about you, focus on yourself. This is the time to invest in your own growth and build an inner strength that can't be shaken by the whims of others. The silence isn't a punishment for her, nor is it a way of trying to manipulate her. It's an opportunity for you to create the emotional space you need to grow, to regain control over your feelings, and to rediscover your sense of self-worth. Every day of no contact should be a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Use this time to learn new skills, improve your physical health, and focus on your mental well-being. Build a life that is so fulfilling that the thought of her no longer controls you. That's the power of silence, not to make her regret leaving, but to make you stronger than ever before. In the end, no contact is about freedom from emotional dependency, freedom to control your own destiny, and freedom to live a life that doesn't rely on anyone's approval to feel complete. Ego is a powerful force in all relationships, and understanding its role is key when it comes to getting over someone or, more importantly, transforming into someone stronger. At its core, ego is how we perceive ourselves and how much we need others to validate that perception. In the context of relationships, ego often fuels the desire for attention, admiration, and confirmation from the other person. Women, like men, have egos that need validation. But here's the crucial point. You must destroy that need for validation in her. This doesn't mean hurting her or intentionally diminishing her, but rather, it's about shifting your focus away from seeking her approval and instead focusing on your own growth and self-worth. When you stop seeking validation from her, it can have a powerful effect on her perception of you, and most importantly, on the way you view yourself. The key here is self-evolution. The more you grow as a person, the more you transform into someone who no longer relies on anyone else's opinion to feel validated. This is what truly destroys her ego. It's not revenge in the traditional sense, but a powerful form of personal growth that leaves her unable to ignore the changes in you. She won't be able to pretend that the version of you she once knew is still the same person. Instead, she'll see a completely new version of you, someone stronger, more confident, and more self-assured. The Stoic philosophy aligns perfectly with this idea. Frank Sinatra once said, "The best revenge is massive success," and that rings true when you understand the deeper meaning. Revenge doesn't have to be petty or driven by bitterness. In fact, the best way to show someone that you've moved on and evolved is by living a successful, fulfilled life without them. By focusing on your own personal success, whether it's career success, personal development, or emotional growth, you are silently and effectively showing her that her absence has not hindered you in any way. You're thriving, not just surviving. This shift in focus, from her to yourself, is a key way to destroy her ego without ever lifting a finger. To do this, you need to start focusing on your own evolution. Take up new hobbies or activities that challenge you and push you outside your comfort zone. Think of things that require discipline and growth, such as martial arts, learning a new language, or taking on a new creative pursuit. These activities not only help you grow as a person, but also make you more interesting and engaging. When she sees that you're living a fulfilling life and embracing new challenges, she realizes that you are no longer the person she left behind. Your transformation will speak for itself, making her ego question whether she made the right choice. In addition to engaging in new activities, you can strengthen your mental resilience. Stoic practices such as journaling, meditation, and reflection allow you to build a strong mental foundation. Journaling can help you process your emotions, work through challenges, and reflect on your personal growth. Meditation allows you to clear your mind, center yourself, and regain control over your thoughts and emotions. Both practices are key to developing mental fortitude, which is essential for self-evolution. When you're mentally strong, you're less likely to be swayed by external factors including her actions or feelings. You are in control of your inner state, and that confidence and calmness can make a huge impact on how others, including her, perceive you. Of course, physical strength is just as important as mental fortitude. Strengthening your body is a powerful way to demonstrate your commitment to self-improvement. Whether it's through fitness, martial arts, or weightlifting, building physical resilience helps you develop discipline and focus. It also boosts your confidence. As you build muscle, endurance, or martial skill, you are transforming yourself into someone who not only looks strong, but feels strong on the inside. This transformation is visible, and it will not go unnoticed. As you gain physical strength, you gain emotional strength as well. The more you take care of your body, the more you take control of your life. Redirecting your energy is a crucial part of this process. Instead of obsessing over the idea of getting her back, invest that emotional energy into your growth. Focus on bettering yourself, not on wondering whether she's thinking about you. By doing this, you're telling yourself that your worth is not tied to her or her actions. Your energy is valuable, and it should go into creating a life that you're proud of, one where you no longer feel the need to seek validation from anyone else. When you focus on your growth, you also stop obsessing over the past. This shift in focus is liberating, and it creates a sense of independence that will make you more attractive to others, including her. As you evolve, something remarkable happens. Her ego starts to take a hit. When you stop chasing her or showing emotional dependence, she begins to see that you've moved on. She may even feel a twinge of regret or confusion. The transformation you've undergone is so noticeable that she can't ignore it. You're no longer the person she left behind. You're someone who has thrived, and that shift is impossible to overlook. In this process, it's not about hurting her or trying to make her feel bad. It's about you becoming so strong, confident, and independent that her ego simply can't hold on to its previous hold on you. The best revenge, as Sinatra put it, is massive success. And this success is not measured by what you accomplish in relation to her. It's about what you accomplish for yourself. When you focus on your evolution, you become unshakable. When it comes to dealing with pain, Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. Pain is not something to be avoided or feared, but something to be embraced. According to Stoic philosophy, pain, whether emotional or physical, can be a vehicle for growth and self-improvement. The Stoics teach that suffering is an unavoidable part of life, but rather than seeing it as something that weakens us, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to become stronger. In fact, Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound statement highlights the Stoic belief that challenges and obstacles are not hindrances to our progress. They are part of the path forward. When something stands in our way, it's not an indication that we should turn back, but a signal that this is precisely where we need to grow. Heartbreak, loss, rejection, these are painful, inevitable parts of life. We've all experienced them in one form or another, and while it's tempting to think of them as setbacks, Stoicism teaches us to see them differently. Instead of letting pain hold us back, we can use it to fuel our transformation. It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't exist, but about using that pain as a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of ourselves. Heartbreak can be a powerful motivator. It makes us question who we are, what we want, and what we truly value. And in that questioning, we begin to find clarity. We begin to strip away the things that no longer serve us and focus on what really matters. The process of turning heartbreak into fuel is about facing the discomfort head-on rather than running away from it. Stoicism teaches us that we must not shy away from the uncomfortable parts of life, but instead lean into them. When we face pain directly, it no longer has the power to control us. In fact, it becomes the very thing that pushes us forward. By Transforming pain into clarity, focus, and strength, we can shift our perspective and turn what once seemed like a setback into a powerful tool for personal growth. Instead of allowing ourselves to be consumed by negative emotions, we can choose to channel that energy into something constructive. And this is where self-discipline comes in. One of the most effective ways to channel emotions, particularly painful ones, is through physical activity. Exercise, whether it's working out, hiking, or practicing martial arts, provides a powerful outlet for our emotions. When we engage in physical activity, we are not just strengthening our bodies, but also strengthening our minds. The discipline required to push through a tough workout or to endure a challenging hike mirrors the discipline we need in our emotional lives. Just as we build physical strength through consistent effort, we build emotional strength by consistently choosing to face discomfort and adversity. In the gym, we learn how to push through the pain, and in life, we learn how to push through emotional pain. Using that strength to build resilience. Self-mastery is a core principle of Stoicism, and nowhere is it more evident than in the gym. The way we train our bodies reflects the way we train our minds. When we learn to control our physical responses to pain and discomfort, we become more adept at controlling our emotional responses to life's challenges. Every rep, every set, every mile walked or run is an opportunity to practice self-discipline and to reinforce the idea that we are not slaves to our emotions. We choose how to respond, whether we are in the gym or in life. As we push through physical limits, we realize that our true limits are not physical at all. They are mental and emotional. The stronger our mind becomes, the more we are able to control our reactions to life's challenges, including the emotional pain we may experience. But physical discipline is just one piece of the puzzle. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of daily habits that help us stay grounded and focused. Journaling, mindfulness, and fasting are all practices that can help guide us back to our core and make the things that once seemed so important, like her ego, irrelevant. Journaling allows us to reflect on our thoughts and emotions, helping us process our feelings in a constructive way. By putting pen to paper, we create space for clarity and understanding. Mindfulness helps us stay present in the moment, teaching us not to get lost in the past or future, but to focus on what we can control now. And fasting, though it may sound extreme to some, is a powerful practice of self-control. It's not just about denying ourselves food, but about denying the impulses that lead us away from our goals. When we learn to say no to our immediate desires, we become stronger, more focused, and more resilient. All of these practices, physical exercise, journaling, mindfulness, and fasting, help us stay connected to our true selves. They help us build the inner strength necessary to rise above life's challenges and become the people we are meant to be. When we embrace these practices, we stop letting external events or people control our emotional state. We start to realize that we are the ones in control of our lives. And as we continue on this journey of self-mastery, the ego of others, including hers, no longer has the power to affect us. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that pain is temporary, but the rewards of embracing it are everlasting. Every challenge, every difficult emotion is an opportunity for us to become stronger, more focused, and more resilient. The more we practice Stoic principles in our daily lives, the more we are able to transform pain into power. Instead of letting it break us, we use it to build the life we want, a life defined not by external circumstances, but by our own strength and resilience. So when heartbreak comes, when rejection knocks, remember, this is not the end. This is just the beginning of your transformation. Turn the pain into power and let it fuel your journey to becoming unshakable. When it comes to emotional independence, the Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful lesson. We must learn to break free from the cycle of emotional attachment. Too often, people tie their happiness and well-being to others, especially in relationships. The approval or rejection of someone else can begin to dictate how we feel about ourselves. But the Stoic principle of indifference teaches us to detach from external outcomes. This doesn't mean we don't care about others or their feelings. It simply means that we no longer allow their actions or opinions to control our emotional state. Whether it's her approval or her return, these external factors should no longer hold the power to sway our inner peace. By practicing indifference, we regain control over our emotions, refusing to let someone else dictate how we feel. This detachment is something that many men struggle with, especially in relationships. In the course of a romantic involvement, it's easy to give up your emotional independence. When you invest deeply in someone else's happiness, it can lead to losing sight of your own emotional well-being. But the key to breaking this cycle is reclaiming your emotional independence. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world or becoming cold-hearted. Instead, it's about learning to rely on your own emotional resources, not external validation. To feel whole. One effective way to begin this journey is through journaling. The practice of writing down your thoughts and feelings can be incredibly powerful in tracking emotional patterns. When you put your emotions on paper, you gain perspective. You can begin to identify the moments when you feel the most vulnerable, or when you start seeking validation from others. By acknowledging these emotional triggers, you can break free from the need for approval. Over time, journaling becomes a tool for self-reflection and personal growth, allowing you to become more aware of your emotional responses and helping you regain control over your reactions. Another key aspect of developing emotional independence is cultivating self-love through Stoicism. Instead of relying on someone else to approve of you, the Stoic approach encourages you to focus on accepting yourself fully, with all your flaws and strengths. The Stoic idea of self-love isn't about arrogance or vanity. It's about truly knowing and accepting who you are. Oscar Wilde once said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." This perfectly captures the essence of Stoic self-love. When you stop looking outside yourself for validation, you begin to understand that you are enough just as you are. You don't need someone else's approval to feel worthy or loved. Embracing self-love allows you to build a strong foundation of emotional independence, where your sense of self-worth doesn't depend on anyone else's actions. Strengthening mental resilience is another crucial step in developing emotional independence. Stoicism teaches us to practice rational thinking, a discipline that helps us prevent reactionary emotional behaviors. When faced with emotional challenges like rejection or uncertainty, the Stoic response is to stay calm and composed, using reason to guide our reactions. Instead of allowing our emotions to dictate our behavior, we learn to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. This doesn't mean suppressing our feelings, but rather not letting those feelings overwhelm us. For example, if you face rejection, instead of reacting with anger or despair, you take a step back and examine the situation with a rational mind. What is the real source of your hurt? Is it because you're attached to an outcome or someone's approval? Understanding these emotions gives you the power to choose how to respond. The Stoic practice of rational thinking helps us stay emotionally steady, even when life doesn't go as planned. By becoming less reactive and more thoughtful in our responses, we cultivate mental resilience. Emotional independence doesn't mean avoiding emotions or pretending they don't exist. It means developing the ability to control your emotional state, even in the face of adversity. Through consistent practice, we can train our minds to stay calm, focused, and grounded, no matter what external circumstances arise. Ultimately, developing emotional independence is about taking back control over your emotional well-being. It's about breaking free from the need for constant validation from others and learning to trust in your own worth. By practicing Stoic principles like indifference, rational thinking, and self-love, you can reclaim your emotional freedom. Instead of relying on external circumstances or others' approval for happiness, you begin to find it within yourself. And in doing so, you not only become emotionally independent, but also more resilient, empowered, and unshakable in the face of life's challenges. The key to destroying her ego lies in becoming unforgettable. The truth is, if you stay the same after the breakup, she never truly regret leaving. Change is necessary not just for her, but for you as well. If you want to make her question her decision, you must evolve into a version of yourself she can't ignore. And this evolution doesn't just happen by sitting around in silence or waiting for her to come back. It requires deep, intentional transformation. The Stoic ideal teaches us to embrace adversity and use it as a catalyst for growth. The pain of the breakup, instead of breaking you, should fuel you to become the best version of yourself. One of the first places to start is by rebuilding your identity. When you allow yourself to go through a process of self-improvement, you send a clear message that you're not stuck in the past. It's about becoming a new version of yourself, not for her, but for your own well-being. Start by changing your physical appearance. Fitness is a powerful tool in this transformation. Improving your physique not only boosts your confidence, but also shows the world and her that you've taken control of your life. Whether it's hitting the gym, getting into better shape, or even sharpening your style with well-fitting clothes, these external changes will be a visible reflection of your internal growth. You'll no longer be the person she remembers, but a new version that commands respect. However, physical transformation alone won't make you unforgettable. Emotional maturity plays a huge role. In the past, your emotions may have been closely tied to her actions. When she was distant, you might have felt lost. But now, through the Stoic teachings of emotional control, you can become a man who is unshaken by her absence. Your focus will shift from her to your goals, your growth, and your future. By becoming emotionally mature, you not only stop reacting to her in a way that feeds her ego, but also begin to radiate a sense of calm and control that is magnetic. She will notice that you no longer need her approval or presence to feel complete. As you continue to improve, your very presence will start to have a magnetic effect. She'll wonder what happened, and that curiosity will begin to eat away at her. She might even question whether she made the right decision in leaving. And as she does, her ego will naturally kick in, because people with fragile egos often find it difficult to accept that someone has moved on and improved without them. Your transformation will act as a mirror, reflecting the weight of her decision, making her see the contrast between who you were and who you are now. The Stoic ideal of presence is crucial here. It's not about making loud declarations or trying to prove anything to her. Instead, you let your actions speak for themselves. A man who is truly grounded in Stoicism doesn't need to brag or boast about his transformation. His presence alone commands respect. His demeanor, his calmness, and his confidence are the only proof of how far he's come. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, that true strength is quiet and unshakable, not something that demands attention. When she sees this transformation, the effect will be profound. She won't just see the new you, she feel it. And that's when the shift happens. She'll be stunned by your growth, not just in terms of physical appearance, but in the depth of your emotional maturity. She may feel a sense of loss, realizing that she's now facing a man who has become stronger, more confident, and more capable than he was when they were together. This realization will carry weight. It may even make her feel the sting of her decision more sharply than she expected. By becoming unforgettable, you don't just get the satisfaction of showing her how far you've come, you also reclaim your power. Your transformation will serve as a lesson, not just for her but for yourself. It's about taking control of your life, moving forward with purpose, and using every setback as an opportunity to rise higher. You become the man who is no longer defined by his past mistakes or by her actions, but by his ability to adapt, grow, and remain unshaken in the face of adversity. And that is the ultimate way to destroy her ego, by showing her that you don't need her to be whole. You're already enough, and you're just getting started. In conclusion, remember this: no contact is not about sitting around and waiting for her to come back. It's about transforming yourself into someone irreplaceable, someone who doesn't need external validation to feel whole. The true purpose of no contact is not to get her back, but to give yourself the space to grow into a better version of who you are. Through Stoic principles, you'll learn to rise above the pain, using it not as a setback, but as the fuel for your personal evolution. In doing so, you'll not only get over her, but you'll thrive in ways you never thought possible. The Stoic philosophy reminds us that obstacles are not there to stop us, but to push us forward. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle is the way." Your heartbreak, rejection, and pain are not dead ends. They are stepping stones on the path to greatness. By embracing these challenges, you transform them into opportunities to grow stronger and more resilient. Instead of letting your emotions control you, you take control of your emotions, body, and mind. Your silence becomes deafening, not because you're hoping she'll come back, but because you've become so powerful that her ego can't handle it. It's this transformation, this power, that will make you unforgettable and untouchable. Now, it's your turn. It's time to commit to yourself, not her. Take the lessons of Stoicism and apply them to your life. As you rise above the emotional turmoil and start building a stronger, more confident version of yourself, you'll realize that the journey you've embarked on is far more important than any relationship. Let's rise above together. Share your journey of transformation in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and share this message with others who need to hear it. Keep pushing forward, stay committed, and let the power of silence and Stoic wisdom guide you to a victorious future. Asterisk.